Hello, this is Sandra Cho with Pointwealth Capital Management, and today I'm going to be talking about equity-linked indexed CDs. Index CDs are unique. They're an alternative investment. They're not stocks. They're not bonds. They are a hybrid. And as a hybrid, in this particular case, because it's a CD, it's principal protected. So you have that first protection that comes from the issuer, the issuing bank, but then you have the secondary protection of FDIC. With an equity-linked index CD, the performance of that CD, which is principal protected, is going to be tied to an index. Say, for example, the S&P 500. Well, if the S&P 500 goes up, you're generally going to be either capped, so you can't make as much, or you're not going to make as much as, say, if you were directly invested in stocks. Or it's going to be some blend of more conservative investments. Why? Because with an equity-linked index CD, because it's principal protected, you can't really expect to be making as much money as if you're taking on more risk. So some pros and cons with index CDs. I really like them when there's a low interest rate environment. Now we're kind of coming out of a low interest rate environment right now. But if your money's sitting in a bank, why not try to have it make more money? Especially if it's sitting in a checking or basic savings account where you're earning less than 1%. In an equity-linked index CD, don't expect to make 10 or perhaps even 5%. Don't have really any expectation except for the hope and the attempt to make more than you are making in a bank account because it is principal protected. So one con of an equity-linked index CD is that if you get equities, you are going to be getting a dividend. Not so with an index CD. But that said, you're also not going to be getting that volatility or that principal at risk. Another potential con of having an index CD is that there's a duration period. So with a stock, you can buy it, and then you can sell it any time. There's not going to be any penalty. With a index CD, you are going to get a penalty if you sell it early. So you want to make sure that whatever duration you get into, whether it be 5 years or 7 years or more, that you stay in for the entire duration of that period. Now, things happen and emergencies come up, but if to the best of your knowledge that you know that you're going to be able to stay for the entire duration, then it might be okay to do that index CD. One pro of an index CD is that at least you know that when the term is up, you're going to be getting that money back. Now, something that some people often overlook is that even though you're going to be getting your money back at the end, you're going to see on your statement that fluctuation. You want to be aware of that. That fluctuation is only showing what you would be getting if you sold it early. So it is liquid, but if you sell it early, then you might not be getting what you paid for it, or you might even be getting a penalty. Index CDs are not for everyone, but they can be a part of a diversified conservative portfolio if you are worried about your principal. Definitely talk to your investment professional, and if you have any questions or you would like to work with me, you can go to www.pointwealthcm.com and ask anything.